And right now, heaven is aligning things in your favor. You are not just entering a new chapter, you are stepping into a new realm. A divine transformation is already in motion. This isn't just about perspective, it's about becoming who you were always meant to be. As it says in Isaiah 43:19, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it?" God is not recycling your past. He is creating something entirely new. But here's the key you must be ready to receive. You must align with this shift. You must claim your role in what heaven is releasing over your life. So right now, if you feel this stirring in your spirit, if this word resonates deep in your soul, I invite you to respond. Type Amen in the comments below as a declaration of faith, as a sign that you're ready to walk into your God-given purpose with boldness, courage, and trust. And stay with me until the end, because we're going to close with a powerful prayer, one that seals this word over your life. Are you ready? Because what's coming will leave you speechless. Chosen one, you were never meant to live an ordinary life. From the beginning, you've carried something sacred within you, a light, a knowing, a divine imprint. The reason you've often felt different, misunderstood, or out of place, it's because you are different. You were chosen for a purpose that transcends the noise of this world. And now, that purpose is awakening. You're being called into alignment with your true destiny. Not just a better version of your life, but an entirely new dimension of it. You've been entrusted with spiritual gifts, not random talents, but divine tools crafted specifically for your mission. Maybe it's a quiet intuition that never steers you wrong, a deep empathy that heals, a sensitivity to energies and truths others can't see. These aren't quirks, these are signs, evidence of heaven's fingerprints on your soul. As Paul writes in 1 Corinthians 12:7, "Now to each one the manifestation of the Spirit is given for the common good." Your gifts aren't just for you, they're meant to bless, uplift, and transform those around you. They are how the divine moves through you. You may not fully understand them yet. That's okay. The path of spiritual awakening doesn't begin with clarity, it begins with trust. As you embrace your gifts step by step, they will unfold. And with them will come moments of divine intervention, quiet whispers of guidance, timely encounters, healing where none seemed possible, and revelations that shift your entire perspective. You'll begin to see life differently, discerning truths others miss through spiritual sight. You'll recognize the unseen threads God is weaving through every circumstance. This vision will anchor you, not in fear, but in purpose. There may be moments of doubt, moments where the path ahead seems hidden, but trust this, you are not walking alone. Divine support surrounds you, guiding, protecting, and empowering you. The same God who called prophets from deserts, who turned shepherds into kings, who gave sight to the blind, is calling you now. And as you walk forward, you'll begin to witness the miraculous, not just around you, but through you. You'll carry peace into chaos. You'll bring light into shadows. And step by step, you'll fulfill the reason you were sent here. As you continue walking in your divine calling, you'll begin to notice a shift, subtle at first, then undeniable. The atmosphere around you starts to change, the impossible begins to unravel, and the unexplainable becomes your new reality. Miracles are not distant events reserved for the pages of Scripture. They are here, now, closer than you think. As one chosen by God, you are being led into a season where the extraordinary becomes ordinary. Doors that once seemed permanently closed will open without warning. Burdens that weighed heavy on your soul will lift in an instant. What once seemed hopeless will suddenly be redeemed. These miracles won't just happen to you, they will happen through you. The divine is not only working for your good, but through your life, extending healing, peace, and restoration to those around you. Your presence will carry a quiet authority, one that shifts atmospheres and calms storms, not because of who you are, but because of the one who lives within you. In Exodus 15:26, the Lord declares, "I am the Lord who heals you." That same healing power flows through your hands, your words, your spirit. You are not just a witness to miracles, you are a vessel for them. Whether it's a gentle word that soothes a wounded heart, or a prayer that brings comfort to a soul in despair, your life becomes a conduit of divine restoration. But understand this, miracles often arrive quietly. They may not come with fanfare or flashing signs. Sometimes they look like forgiveness after years of bitterness. Sometimes it's the strength to rise again after being broken. Other times, it's the peace that surpasses all understanding in the middle of chaos. These moments are not random, they are God's fingerprints on your journey, reminders that He is with you, working all things for your good. Still, doubt may whisper. It's easy to question whether miracles are real, especially when pain lingers and prayers go unanswered. But faith doesn't require proof. Faith moves first. As you deepen your trust, you'll begin to see that divine intervention isn't about escaping trials. It's about transforming through them. One of the most sacred gifts entrusted to you is the power to heal. And this healing is not limited to the physical. It stretches into emotional landscapes, mending what was once shattered. It reaches into the spiritual realm, calling wandering souls back to the heart of the Father. Healing is not about fixing what's broken, it's about restoring what was always meant to be whole. In Luke 8, we see a woman who had suffered for 12 years, healed by a single touch of Jesus' garment. What healed her was not the garment, it was her faith. And now, that same current of divine healing flows through you. You may never know the full impact of your presence, but know this: your kindness, your courage, your faith, it ripples into eternity. The healing you bring is also for yourself. As you pour into others, grace will pour back into you. Every time you extend hope, it multiplies. Every time you help someone find their light, yours will shine brighter. Healing others and being healed, it is one sacred rhythm, one divine flow. You were chosen not just to witness the miraculous, but to become part of it. Step into this truth. Let it shape the way you walk, speak, love, and lead. And watch how the world around you begins to shift in response to the healing light you carry. From healing to transformation, from awakening to revelation, you've been walking steadily toward a deeper truth. You were not only chosen to be restored, but to lead. And not with control or titles, but with the quiet strength of love, humility, and divine alignment. True leadership in the kingdom is not about ruling over others, it's about lifting them up. It's about becoming a mirror of the grace that saved you, a voice of wisdom in chaos, and a sanctuary of compassion in a wounded world. The leadership you're being called into is not measured by influence or applause, but by the depth of your love and the purity of your heart. Jesus himself showed us the model. He knelt to wash the feet of his disciples. He led not from a throne, but from the dust of the earth. Whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant, he said in Matthew 20:26. And now you are being called into that same kind of greatness, the kind that heals, uplifts, and multiplies goodness in others. As you walk this path, your life will speak louder than any sermon. People will feel the weight of your presence, not because of charisma, but because your spirit is anchored in something real. Your choices, especially in moments of pressure, will reveal who you serve. When you choose mercy over judgment, honesty over convenience, and love over pride, you embody heaven's values here on earth. This kind of leadership creates a legacy not of power, but of transformation. It plants seeds that will bear fruit for generations. It births movements, not by force, but by faithfulness. And guiding this path is one of the greatest tools God has given you: intuition. That still, small voice inside, the gentle nudge when logic fails, the sudden clarity when the world feels foggy. This is how the Spirit speaks. Trust it. It's not fantasy, it's your soul, attuning to the divine frequency. As you listen more closely, you'll find your steps guided with uncanny precision, your timing aligned with heaven's, and your decisions infused with divine wisdom. Sometimes the world will push back. It may ask for proof, demand plans, question your instincts, but chosen ones walk by faith, not by sight, and intuition is the language of faith in motion. It will never lead you away from truth. It will always lead you home. From this place of spiritual clarity flows another sacred truth. You are a co-creator with God. Your dreams aren't just desires, they're assignments. Your longings are heaven's blueprints, waiting to be built with your hands and your belief. As Psalm 37:4 says, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart." Not because He rewards wishful thinking, but because He plants divine dreams in those He trusts to carry them forward. Manifestation, then, is not magic. It's alignment. It's your heart, your words, and your actions moving in harmony with the Spirit's timing. Faith is the foundation, but action is the bridge. Belief without movement is a seed never planted. When you dare to take that step, when you move, speak, create, serve, the heavens respond. Doors will open, paths will clear. The impossible will bow to the possible, not because you forced it, but because you trusted it. Manifestation is simply the visible result of spiritual alignment. This is the moment. The world is shifting, and your soul knows it. You feel the pull towards something deeper, something higher, something holier. You were not created to play small. You were not chosen to blend in. You carry within you the light of transformation, the breath of divine creativity, and the strength to change lives, not by being perfect, but by being faithful. So walk forward now, not in fear, but in clarity. Your higher purpose is not ahead of you, it's within you, and as you live it out, the miraculous will not be an exception. It will become your new normal. You were never an accident. Your existence is not the result of chance or coincidence. Long before you took your first breath, there was a divine plan in motion, a purpose only you can fulfill. From the very beginning, heaven has been guiding your every step, shaping your story through trials, triumphs, and quiet revelations. You carry something no one else does. The world doesn't need a copy of someone else, it needs the fullness of you, awakened, aligned, and courageous enough to live from your soul. Embracing your divine calling doesn't mean following a perfect script. It means surrendering to the deeper rhythm of your spirit, listening to the gentle promptings that arise not from logic, but from the still, sacred voice within. The prophet Jeremiah heard God say, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you." Jeremiah 1-5. That same truth lives in you now. You may have imagined your purpose would look grand or glamorous, but often purpose unfolds in the everyday, in the way you love, serve, speak, and show up. Every detour has carried meaning. Every delay has held preparation. And now the pieces are coming together. As you step into alignment, your relationships will deepen, your vision will sharpen, and your soul will begin to breathe freely. Not because life becomes easier, but because you become clearer. Within you lies a well of divine power waiting to be released. These are not random talents, they are sacred endowments. The ability to see through pain, to speak with healing, to lead with love, to create with purpose. The more you awaken to these gifts, the more you'll see the atmosphere around you shift. This is not just self-development, it's spiritual activation. But to truly unlock these gifts, you must first believe you are worthy of carrying them. This requires faith, a quiet, steady trust that even when you can't see the full picture, God is guiding the brushstrokes. As Hebrews 11:1 reminds us, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith is what turns vision into reality. But faith without action is dormant. You must move, speak, build, and stretch in response to what you believe. This is how miracles unfold. Divine timing will govern this journey, not your clock, not your plan, but God's. There will be pauses that test your patience, doors that stay closed longer than you expected. But trust that delay does not mean denial. Sometimes it is grace in disguise, giving you time to grow strong enough to hold what's coming. Like Joseph, who endured betrayal and imprisonment before being elevated to leadership, your preparation is part of your purpose. Gratitude becomes your companion in the waiting, not as a hollow habit, but as a way of tuning your heart to see the sacred in the simple. Every breath is a gift, every lesson a blessing. The more you thank God for what is, the more room you make for what's next. Gratitude shifts your perspective from lack to abundance and turns every moment into fertile ground for miracles. And at the core of this unfolding journey is one vital truth. You must love yourself, not in arrogance, but in reverence. You were created in the image of God. How could you be anything less than worthy? Loving yourself means tending to your spirit, forgiving your past, and nurturing your mind and body with care. It means refusing to abandon yourself in the pursuit of validation. As you learn to honor your worth, your energy will change. You'll attract relationships that mirror your self-respect, opportunities that match your vibration, and peace that isn't dependent on circumstances. Self-love is not selfish. It's stewardship of the divine light within you. And as you go deeper, you'll reconnect with your most powerful compass, your intuition. That quiet inner knowing, soft but persistent, is the Holy Spirit's whisper. It may not always align with what others expect. It may lead you down paths that feel unfamiliar. But trust it. The more you listen, the more you'll see life begin to flow in divine synchronicity. Fear will rise. That's normal. It always shows up when you're near transformation. But fear is not a signal to stop. It's an invitation to rise. Even Jesus, in the Garden of Gethsemane, felt the weight of what was ahead. Yet he moved forward in obedience, not because it was easy, but because it was purpose. Your courage is not the absence of fear, it's the decision to trust God anyway. No one else will walk your path, and that's what makes it holy. Your journey, with all its highs and lows, is sacred terrain. Every heartbreak, every breakthrough, every closed door, and divine detour, they've all been shaping you for this exact moment. Trust it. Trust your story. Trust your timing. trust your gifts. Trust that the God who started this work in you is faithful to complete it. Philippians 1-6. Live in alignment with your truth, not the world's expectations, not fear, not shame. When your life flows in harmony with your higher self and God's vision, peace will become your home. Joy will become your strength, and miracles will become your rhythm. This is your time, not to wait, not to shrink, but to rise. You were created for this. And now, as this message settles into your spirit, it's time to ask, how do you live this truth daily? It's one thing to hear that you are chosen, called, anointed. It's another to carry that truth into the rhythm of ordinary life, to let it shape your choices, your habits, your reactions, your relationships. This calling isn't about chasing grand moments. It's about being faithful in the small ones, waking up each day and choosing alignment. Beginning your morning not with anxiety or distraction, but with quiet presence, 5 minutes of stillness, of prayer, of simply saying, God, I'm here. Use me today. That simple practice opens your spirit to divine guidance. It allows you to hear the whispers you might otherwise miss. As you move through your day, pay attention to your inner nudges. If you feel prompted to reach out to someone, do it. If you sense peace when you think of a decision, even if it doesn't make sense on paper, honor that peace. Your intuition is not random, it is the echo of the Spirit within you. Begin to treat your body as the vessel of divine purpose that it is. Nourish it, rest it, speak to it kindly. When you take care of your body, you're not being selfish, you're honoring the temple that carries your calling. Speak life into your own mind. Catch the thoughts that say, I can't, I'm not enough, I'm too late, and replace them with the truth. I am chosen, I am equipped, I am right on time. Your words create your reality. So make them sacred. Look at your environment. Is your home a place that reflects the peace and purpose you want to live in? Even small shifts, a candle, a verse on the wall, a journal on the nightstand, can anchor you in your purpose. Fill your space with reminders of truth. In your work, whatever it is, choose to serve with integrity. Whether you're leading a team or raising a child, filing documents or creating art, your work becomes worship when done in love. Excellence is not about perfection, it's about intention. Bring intention to what you do. Let love be your signature. In your relationships, be the one who listens deeply, forgives quickly, and uplifts freely. You never know whose life you're touching simply by being present, kind, and authentic. And remember that part of your divine purpose is rest. You don't have to strive to prove yourself. You don't have to hustle to earn your worth. Rest is not weakness, it is sacred trust. It says, God, I believe you're working, even when I'm still. Each day, return to your source, return to the truth. You were not placed here to merely survive. You were placed here to radiate, to love deeply, to live boldly, to walk humbly, and to build a life that reflects heaven's fingerprints. Let your purpose not just be a beautiful idea, but a living reality. Let it move through your hands, shape your words, guide your steps, and anchor your heart. You don't have to do it all at once, just begin. One moment of alignment at a time. One sacred step forward. The miraculous is already unfolding through your yes. As you begin to move with more intention, you'll start to notice something powerful. The more you align with who you truly are, the more life begins to reflect that alignment back to you. The right people start appearing, not to fill your emptiness, but to amplify your purpose. The right opportunities show up, not because you're striving or proving, but because you're prepared to receive them with open hands and a grounded heart. You'll notice that your inner peace becomes less dependent on circumstances and more anchored in trust. And, perhaps most beautifully, your life will begin to reflect what it truly means to be a vessel of light, not by shouting your purpose, but by embodying it. This is when the shift deepens, not just in your habits, but in your identity. You'll no longer look outside yourself for confirmation, because you'll know the truth in your bones. You are walking in divine timing, and you are no longer who you used to be. You are evolving, shedding old beliefs, rewriting inner narratives, and allowing your soul to speak louder than your fear. This is what it means to be reborn in the spirit, not just changed on the surface, but transformed at the core. And from that place of transformation, you begin to create not just to survive, but to build, to nurture, to plant seeds of goodness that will ripple far beyond your lifetime. You begin to take up space not with arrogance, but with sacred confidence. You stop apologizing for who you are. You begin to bless your past for teaching you, thank your wounds for shaping you, and forgive yourself for the years you spent not knowing your worth. That is what healing looks like. That is what walking in purpose feels like. It's quiet, it's powerful, it's steady, and it never needs to compete or compare, because it knows that divine timing makes room for everyone. The world needs more people who are living from this place, not just inspired, but embodied. Not just aware of their gifts, but using them. Not just hearing truth, but living it. Let your life become the proof of what's possible when someone finally says yes to the call within. Let it be a testimony of what God can do through a willing heart. So, as you go back into your day, into your work, your family, your silence, your unknowns, remember, this journey you're on is sacred. You are not late. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be. Everything has led you here, and everything from here forward is yours to co-create with God. Before we close this sacred moment, I want to invite you into